Hello everybody and welcome back to Spacedock. I'm SOJOURN and today we're doing another showcase with a look at the Red October, a fictional Typhoon-class ballistic missile submarine, or as the Soviets referred to it, the Akula, not to be confused with the Akula, the NATO reporting name for the Shuka-Bu attack submarine. Going forward, I'll be referring to it as the Typhoon class to avoid this confusion. Red October is a longer, wider variant of the Typhoon, which was already the largest submarine ever built. They're so large because they are complex, multi-hulled vessels. The squat, wide outer hull belies the peculiar layout of the internal pressure hulls, which is split into 5. There's the 2 main pressure hulls that run the length of the ship, one short forward one for the torpedo room, and one even smaller one at the rear for the steering gear. The final one sits directly beneath the vessel's sail and is the reason for the distinctive bulge there, and it contains the control room and electronics and communications. Now you may think that the interior of the Red October seems a bit spacious, but real Typhoons were kinda like that too, since they were meant to spend a long time at sea. They had to be more comfortable for their sailors than the average submarine, so they included luxury amenities like a sauna and, best of all, a swimming pool. Ahead of the sail were the 2 rows of ballistic missile tubes, sandwiched between the pressure hulls, and defining the full depth of the outer hull with their length. I don't think there actually is access to them as we see in the movie, but that version of the Typhoon does have a modified hull. Perhaps they added another bit of pressure hull over the missile tubes? Why? So this scene can happen, of course. Within these missile tubes were 20 R-39 ballistic missiles using the D-19 launch system. Each of these was given intercontinental range by its 3 stages of solid propellant, and carried up to 10 independently targetable 100 kiloton nuclear warheads. As well as these 200 nukes, the Red October also had torpedo tubes and anti-torpedo countermeasures for defensive purposes. Real Typhoons also carried an Igla launcher for fending off aircraft when they were surfaced. Powering the vessel were a pair of OK-650 nuclear reactors, one in each of the main pressure hulls, outputting up to 190 megawatts. This heat energy is captured by 50,000 horsepower steam turbines, which in turn run 4 3,200 kilowatt turbo generators, providing electrical energy for the vessel, mostly its propulsion systems. There was also a pair of backup 800 kilowatt diesel generators. The submarine's primary propulsion system was a pair of standard propellers, but the party trick for the Red October, and the reason for its existence, were the 2 near-silent caterpillar drives. With these running, the submarine was a lot slower, but it could sneak right up to where it needed to be without being noticed, in order to deploy its deadly payload. Unlike its 6 predecessors, it was not a deterrent. It was the ultimate first strike weapon. The way the caterpillar functions differs slightly between the movie and the book, but both versions work by running water through long tunnels running the length of the outer hull. In the book, these tunnels are for impeller-driven pump jet drives, which conceal the cavitation caused by the impellers within the thrust tunnels. Cavitation is the creation of tiny bubbles in the water on the propellers, which then implode, creating noise. Since the book version is basically just an oversized jet ski motor, the movie version amped it up and made the caterpillar drive magnetohydrodynamic, using superconductors and electromagnets and liquid helium to keep it all cool. Magnetohydrodynamics work by accelerating electrically conductive fluid by passing electrical current through it, so you can move the water with no moving parts. No moving parts, no cavitation, no noise. Such motors have been tried in real life, but the slow speed and huge amount of power needed made them impractical. There's also the matter of them not actually being silent. All that electrical current surging through the water creates a lot of bubbles and noise, but I suppose the tunnel could mask that. After all, it's a key plot point that the drive is not actually silent, and that the USS Dallas can track it. Another thing to note is that the powerful magnetic field created by these engines would likely be noticed, as magnetic sensors are already used for looking for submarines. They are huge blocks of metal after all. Just by existing, they induce a tiny but detectable disturbance in the Earth's magnetic field. Running huge, powerful electromagnets would increase the boat's magnetic signature dramatically. There's much to be learned from the movie for your own creations, but it's also just really entertaining. There's tense scenes, political wheelings and dealings, really good interactions with the crews of the various boats. If you're looking for examples of professional crew interaction, this is it. The Red October itself is also practically a spaceship, which is one of the reasons we've used the movie as an example on the channel. Its dark shape in the water is huge and menacing, making it the perfect embodiment of all the fears and anxieties of the Cold War. You can support Spacedock by joining our Patreon, where you can get our frigate and spacefighter design reference books. Alternatively, you can support us directly through YouTube by becoming a channel member. Thanks to our supporters, and thank you for watching.